Miscellaneous Writings, Chapter 4, Addresses. Message to the Annual Meeting of the Mother Church, Boston, 1896. Beloved brethren, children, and grandchildren, apart from the common walks of mankind, revolving oft the hitherto untouched problems of being, and oftener, perhaps, the controversies which baffle it, Mother, thought tired, turns today to you, turns to her dear church, to tell the towers thereof the remarkable achievements that have been ours within the past few years, the rapid transit from halls to churches, from unsettled questions to permanence, from danger to escape, from fragmentary discourses to one eternal sermon, yea, from darkness to daylight, in physics and metaphysics. Truly, I half wish for society again, for once at least, to hear the soft music of our Sabbath chimes, saluting the ear in tones that leap for joy, with love for God and man. Who hath not learned that when alone he has his own thoughts to guard, and when struggling with mankind his temper, and in society his tongue? We also have gained higher heights, have learned that trials lift us to that dignity of soul which sustains us and finally conquers them, and that the ordeal refines while it chastens. Perhaps our church is not yet quite sensible of what we owe to the strength, meekness, honesty, and obedience of the Christian Science Board of Directors, to the able editors of the Christian Science Journal, and to our efficient publishing society. No reproof is so potent as the silent lesson of a good example. Works more than words should characterize Christian scientists. Most people condemn evil-doing, evil-speaking, yet nothing circulates so rapidly. Even gold is less current. Christian scientists have a strong race to run, and foes in ambush. But bear in mind that, in the long race, honesty always defeats dishonesty. God hath indeed smiled on my church, this daughter of Zion. She sitteth in high places, and to deride her is to incur the penalty of which the Hebrew bard spake after this manner. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Hitherto I have observed that in proportion as this church has smiled on his little ones, he has blessed her. Throughout my entire connection with the Mother Church, I have seen that in the ratio of her love for others hath his love been bestowed upon her, watering her waste places and enlarging her borders. One thing I have greatly desired and again earnestly request, namely, that Christian scientists here and elsewhere pray daily for themselves, not verbally nor on bended knee, but mentally, meekly, and importunately. When a hungry heart petitions the divine Father, Mother, God for bread, it is not given a stone, but more grace, obedience, and love. If this heart, humble and trustful, faithfully asks divine love to feed it with the bread of heaven, health, holiness, it will be conformed to a fitness to receive the answer to its desire. Then will flow into it the river of his pleasure, the tributary of divine love, and great growth in Christian Science will follow, even that joy which finds one's own in another's good. To love and to be loved, one must do good to others. The inevitable condition whereby to become blessed is to bless others. But here you must so know yourself under God's direction that you will do His will, even though your pearls be downtrodden. Ofttimes the rod is His means of grace. Then it must be ours. We cannot avoid wielding it if we reflect Him. Wise sayings and garrulous talk may fall to the ground rather than on the ear or heart of the hearer, but a tender sentiment felt or a kind word spoken at the right moment is never wasted. Mortal mind presents phases of character which need close attention and examination. The human heart, like a feather bed, needs often to be stirred, sometimes roughly, and given a variety of turns, else it grows hard and uncomfortable, whereon to repose. The lessons of this so-called life and matter are too vast and varied to learn or to teach briefly, and especially within the limits of a letter. Therefore I close here with the Apostles' injunction. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you. With love, Mother, Mary Baker G. Eddy.